and welcome to our podcast, Learning, Leading Now, where we talk all things education, all things Mobile County Public Schools. I am your host, Renee Phillips, Director of Communication for the school system, joined by our co-host today, Asha Staples. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
It's hump day.
One more day of school.
Yes.
Woo woo.
Yes.
I don't know who's more excited, the teachers or the students.
Or the parents. You don't know if parents are excited?
I don't know.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited not to have all the things to have to drive to.
Yeah.
Hopefully, even though it starts back on new things to drive to. But there's at elementary school, some of the teachers wore this fun shirt on the last day of school, and it just said, "Parents, tag, you're it." I just thought that's funny.
But your kids are older too, so like you probably can leave them at home and they can kind of chill for a couple hours, and then like it'd be harder if your kids were like 4 or 5.
Yeah, we've moved from the stage of having to pay for sitters to stay home during the summer because we work during the summer to now having to pay teenagers to taxi them around. Mm-hmm. And so my husband said, does it get harder the closer they get to getting their driver's license? And I was like, I think so. Like it just gets more complicated as you're trying to figure out. And it's good things. Like they're going to do swim team, Boy Scout camp, computer camp, soccer camp. So they're doing the things, but then it's like, how do you get them to the things when you're at work?
Yeah.
And so, which actually is a segue for you to introduce our guest.
Yes, because there's plenty of things to do this summer. We want our parents to have our kids engaged, and we have Mr. Phelon Carter. Mr. Phelon Carter, he's with the teen. Give me your title.
I'm the Teen Mentor
Teen
Coordinator.
Mentor Coordinator, yes, for the City of Mobile, works with the Parks and Recs Department. So he's going to talk to us all things summertime, getting parents ready for, what their kids can do. Because a lot of parents, like on my Facebook page, they're like, we need to know what camps are going on or where can I take my kid and stuff like that. And, while there's programs that you pay for weekly or by the day, there are some free things that kids can get engaged with too. So
Correct.
he's going to tell us all about it.
Okay, cool. So I can thank you for having me, first off.
Yeah.
So as the Teen Mentor Coordinator Mobile, I'm pretty much implementing nothing but programs, activities, and events for all of the teenagers and young adults. But for this summer, we do have summer camps, and a lot of parents, they're excited about that. It's only $25 a week. That's
Ooh.
it. Yep, 25.
That's a bargain.
It is. And multiple field trips, take you to cool field trips. I know last year they took them to the World Games up in Birmingham. I think it was in Birmingham last year. OWA, it's they take them everywhere. And also within the camps, we have people to come out, teach them like different various vocational skills and things like that as well. So so you learn a lot out of our camps. Yeah.
And again, the thing is keeping kids engaged. You don't want them at home, on the computer, on their phones all
Correct.
day.
Correct.
So keeping them learning, engaged with other kids,
Correct.
Learning life skills and stuff like that. So why do you think that's important to do all that?
Because when your mind is not working, you're eager to go get in trouble.
Yeah.
When you're just sitting there, it's not too long. You're like, you know what, I'm bored. Let me go try to find something to do. And when you find something to do, most of the time as a teenager, it's not good. You want to go outside, and you end up possibly getting hurt because you're doing something you don't have any business doing. Because that happened to me when I was younger. Outside playing with BB guns in the woods, and had to go rushed to the emergency room. So when you're not actually doing something productive, you could lead to getting in trouble and things like that. So we're trying to do our best by implementing a lot of programs, activities, and events to try to keep them busy. So
So when you say teen, what age does that start with?
13.
13. So 13 through
19.
19.
Yes, most of our events, we try to target it 13 through 19, but when it comes to some of the educational programs, we try to open it up to like 19 to 24 to try to, get them involved as well. Yes.
So is there anything for little kids?
Well, for the summer, the camps.
Yeah.
Yeah, the camps. But as far as me hands-on, I really don't have too much for the little
young
babies. Yeah, but the camps, yes, most definitely. Yeah, we do have camps. And like I said, Miss Lanisha Penn, she's over all of the community centers. She's also over the camp this year. And so she's the person to pretty much talk to when it comes to the summer camps. Yeah.
So is there a website that lists all the camps and the dates and all that?
Yes, it should be on our Mobile Parks and Rec website. Correct.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So visit there and look that up, and, I would imagine it's based on interest too. Do they have different themes at the camps?
I'm not sure of different things. 'Cause I know throughout the camp they have different days that they have different things that they do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, on a Tuesday, they may have a speaker to come in and talk about art and things like that. So they pretty much try to target different things on different days.
I was going to ask that. Do y'all have different community partners? I know this, the
Yes.
city. Okay, talk
Yes.
some about that also.
So some of our partners, they are they go through. They have to be, of course, background checked and things like that. You just not anyone can just come off the street and say, "Hey, I'm a partner. I want to do this." You know, you have to go through a class, of course, and then if we think you would be great, a good fit, then we'll bring you into one of the community centers, set you up as a vendor. And then whenever we want you or you feel like you have something that could be beneficial to your target area, then we can use you. So yes. Yes.
So how did you get into this profession? You're a Davidson Warrior,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So tell us that first. So Mobile County Public Schools.
Yeah. So first off, my mom, she's a teacher.
Okay.
So she pretty much helped me to become the man that I am today. But in high school, I really didn't know what I wanted to do besides basketball. I knew I wanted to play basketball, but then the interest kind of faded away. So I became an entrepreneur. That's when I first started my first business, which is a clothing line. Then I started my second business, which I still have now. It's my nonprofit organization by the name of World's Ambition Organization. So I pretty much started feeding the homeless, started implementing different things for families, started engaging with families, started giving back monetarily, giving away food, hygiene products, which led me to become a case manager over at Housing First. Case manager, housing coordinator. I was doing it all over at Housing First. Also still engaging with the community, which led to me being appointed by Mayor Stimson to become the team mentor coordinator now. So yeah,
So how long have you served in that role?
like 9-10 months.
Oh, so you're fairly new.
Yes.
I was going to ask, how's it been? What have you seen?
It's been crazy. Yeah. Like how I'm on the podcast now. It's been people been grabbing me. Hey, come do this, come do that, interview this. I love it. You know, I love what I do. It don't seem like work, if that makes sense. Because I've always been, like I said, love to engage within the community, giving back. I've always had a huge heart. So yeah.
So I'm assuming your role, obviously, it's more than summer programs and camps and stuff like that. So what's your day-to-day with as being the teen mentor coordinator? How are you involved with kids throughout the year?
I never know how my day is going to go.
I'm sure.
Put it like that. Because I'm involved within the schools. I'm involved with Joshua Jones. I'm involved with the community centers. So I have meetings all the time. So I basically try to come up every day with something new for the teens and young adults to do. Like I said, with trying to fit in the meetings and all that as well. So that's what my day is like. Like I never know how my day is going to go. I planned it one way, and then it's like, oh, I got to go. I forgot about this.
We know how that goes.
Yeah, you plan for it. You just don't plan anything anymore. You just kind of show up and see what happens.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Or you have your basic plan and you're flexible. That's one thing we have to learn to do too.
Like today, for example, because right now we're getting ready for the YES program orientation, which is on the 30th and 31st of this month. Today, one of my coworkers, Gary Thomas, he's actually the volunteer coordinator. He was like, hey, let's go check out the assembly room down at Government Plaza. So we try to map it out for the orientation. Didn't know we was going to be doing that today.
Yeah.
So we went down to Government Plaza, mapped out how we wanted to set up the room for orientation. And then I had a meeting and then ended up coming here. So, yeah.
Well, we're glad to have you.
I'm glad to be here. Yeah.
Tell us about the YES program. That's an internship program.
Yes.
Also.
Yes. So the YES program, I'm over that as well. So pretty much we are hiring 125 teens and college students. And we're pretty much sending them off to different city departments and private business owners or businesses. So they'll be working June and July. And they can't go over 160 hours with the employer. And this year is cool because this is the first year that we actually open it up to other businesses other than the city of Mobile departments. So yes.
So, sorry, go ahead.
I was mentioning too before we started, I used to work at Fox 10. So before the program, or I guess when the program first started, participation hasn't been that great, but you guys had over 500 applicants this year. So I'm pretty
Yes.
sure it's hard to kind of dwindle down
Look,
that
when I
number.
tell you, it was insane.
Yep.
I think it was the exact number was 557.
Wow.
To be exact.
And I was going to ask about how hard or what do you face as a challenge to getting kids involved and getting the words out about the programs you have? Because a lot of parents and even some teens say there's nothing to do in Mobile. And there's plenty to do if you ask the right person. So I guess that's the number one thing is
Yeah.
really trying to resource out that information. So
Correct.
I guess you don't struggle with that. So that's to answer my own question.
I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
It just really depends. Well, the reason why I say this is because teens, they like to have fun, of course. So when it comes to the fun stuff, they're ready for it. But when it comes to the educational things, it's, it's kind of hard to get them to come to that. So you got to bring like an incentive. You got to get them to come for a reason. If they love food, so if it's like, hey, we got food, they'll come. Things like that.
So what's your outreach process like when you're trying to get the attention of those parents, especially the younger parents, because they're kind of in their own world?
Yeah,
So
social media for the most part, but that only go to so
far,
far.
right?
I send out emails, make phone calls, meetings. So that's pretty much how I try to get the word out. But social media for sure. But like you said, a lot of times they say, "Oh, I don't know anything about it. I haven't heard about that." So I'm in the process of right now. I'm creating a youth advisory board. So I'm grabbing like 1 or 2 students from each school, and they're going to be like that go-to person for that school, if that makes sense.
Ambassador type of
Correct.
situation.
And quote unquote, they're called the mayor squad. So they're going to be at the orientation as well on the 30th and 31st. They're going to be coming out, getting training to pretty much to learn how to create these projects, programs, activities, and events. They're going to be hands-on with me and Carl Cunningham, and they're going to be like going out and spreading the word about everything that is going on throughout the city. Yeah.
That's still one of the best ways to spread the word of mouth.
Correct.
So we go to Sage Park a couple times a week for soccer practice. And I love seeing all the signs that they have up of all the
yeah.
activities. I've noticed there's just been more activities that the city has been doing
Yes.
for all ages. And one
Correct.
day I'll take my dog and walk around the park while they're practicing, and a couple times we've seen them set up like movies in the park, and
Correct.
for the kids to come in and they get some treats and watch a movie.
Yes.
And so it seems like y'all are doing a lot.
Yes, it is. To be honest with you, it is. We're doing something every week. Something is going on every week. If it's not with events, it's within the community centers. So we trying to keep everybody entertained, all ages.
And keeping that family dynamic, because I have seen like the kites, the skate nights during Art Walk,
Correct.
the market in the park. Because I go to Cottage Hill Park to walk around, so they have all the big banners and stuff.
Correct.
So keeping, I guess, parents engaged with their kids also, and keeping that connection. So I love to see that also.
Yes, yeah. For example, I did a movie. This was during spring break. We showed a movie down at Mardi Gras Park. It was for the teens. Parents came, and it was just a great family gathering. It was a great outcome.
If you can get teens to hang out with their parents, that's pretty good.
Yeah. It was some there that was like, but
Mom,
yeah.
leave me alone.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was great. It was great. Yes.
So what's your favorite activity to do with the teenagers?
I love to play basketball. Even though that love for basketball kind of faded away over time, but I still love to play. When I go to the community centers, they're like, hey, man, come on, put your shoes on. So I get out there and I engage with them, still talk to them, encourage them, things like that. So, yeah.
What's the outcome of that like, when you see these kids, and I know you're new, I'm assuming each year, each summer, you might see the same kids, and to just kind of watch them grow and change, even during the school year, if you have some kids like that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy now because when I'm out in public, they'll be like, hey, man, you the guy on TV, or you the guy that came over to, and play. So it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try, like, wherever I go, I try to engage with at least one. Because if you can sit down and talk or engage with one, you never know how far or where that could go, if that makes sense. If you get what I'm trying to say. So I try to at least try to touch one. If I go to the community centers, I go to the schools, or if I'm out in public, I try to just, and I love to play around. I like to try to keep a smile on somebody's face. So that's just me. So yeah.
And that's kind of, we have that in common, all of us, because we're in jobs where we can do that, where we can meet students and be a part of their lives. And I have a story from this weekend. We joined Costco. And so I was walking around Costco and I see a teenager, and he's pushing a big cart full of stuff to stock. And he goes, "You're at the school system." And I was like, I don't know where this came in my memory, but I was like, "You're in JROTC." And he's like, "Yes, yes, I am." I was like, "Theodore?" He's like, "Yeah." And I couldn't remember his name, but he's like, "I was a brigade commander."
Awesome.
And I was like, "Yes, I recognize you." His hair was different. But you're so proud, because then I said, "What are you doing now?" Because he had just graduated a few days before, and he's going to Texas A&M.
Oh, really?
And I just
That's
thought,
what's up.
isn't that neat?
Yeah.
So I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to look for you. Are you going to wear the uniform and be at the football
Ball
games and
games,
all
yeah.
that?" Yeah, the 12th man or whatever they are. And he said, "Yeah." So I think it's neat when you get to just, even when you meet someone for a little bit, and I think some
The
of it's just,
impression you can make.
just
correct.
trying to be positive and encouragers, because don't you find yourself doing that as well?
I do. We have a couple of different. We just saw Jordan the other day from BC.
Oh, yeah.
I love this kid to death.
Tell everybody about Jordan.
Where do you start? We don't have time. Okay, but Jordan is this awesome kid. I first met him for he was a learning leading student.
Yeah.
Was that the award we
Yes,
surprised him with? And then, there's just people that you meet that just exude this, just attitude of surety. Like, he just knows who he is, what he wants to do. We saw him the other day at the BC Rain grand opening of their stadium, and he already has a college plan. He's a junior, going to be a senior. He has a college plan, a career plan. When after he goes, graduates from college, where he wants to live, where he wants to move. And it's just, like I told him, I said, I'm 32 and I still don't have life figured out. And you're still in high school.
He has it mapped out, and he's only a junior.
Yeah.
And then we were there and found out he won first place in the state in chorus
Singing
and
competition or
yeah.
First place.
Yeah, for the whole state. So it's just like, I don't know, you just meet these kids that just, and he has just like this surety about himself, where he just knows, and he'll tell you, and it's just like, he believes it, he knows it, and he's going to do it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was on the superintendent advisory council, and he, he has that confidence, and he invited all the other schools to come to his school for a leadership day, and they're all like, "Sign me up, I'll come." And I'm just like, yes, it's so good. And then I do want to mention that, because we have opened the 4 stadiums over the last 2 weeks. I know y'all are probably excited about that too. 3 are in Mobile, 1 is in Pritchard. But it's given those kids that opportunity to have something that's their own, that they
Correct.
can go out and play on and have that pride in. And like, we were at BC Rain yesterday, and
That imaginary play that I love
Yeah.
that someone was catching. I was like, what are they doing?
oh, it was okay. So I'm going to tell the story, because
I
I
was
love
like,
this. You're going to love this story, because this is why we do what we do and why you do what you do. This is exactly why. So they have this new stadium. It's their first time to ever have a stadium. I think they were opened in like the 60s. And so we did the whole ceremony with the ribbon cutting and the politicians and all that, and because couldn't have done it without the board, the superintendent, the facilities division. And so when that was all over, the official part, the players got to come on the field for their very first time. And, I've got 2 boys. They like to act all macho. But when you're 16 and 17 years old and you're down there, and they were running around doing cartwheels, and then they did an imaginary play where the quarterback, Amari Yelding, who's also awesome, like pretended to throw the ball. And then somebody pretended to catch the ball. And then they got a touchdown, and they all ran around like they just scored their first touchdown. And it was joy.
Yeah.
It was just joy that they had their own place to play and to be, and just imagining what's going to be like that season, or when football season starts. But don't you love stuff like that?
I'm
And you get
actually
to see
excited.
that.
Yeah, I'm excited to actually see some of the high schools play on their own field this year. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. Yes. Yes.
It's a big deal. And like Mr. Threadgill says, it's equity. It's giving these students the same opportunities that other kids have, and to be able just to walk outside your door and be at your stadium instead of traveling
Yeah.
to one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're excited about that.
Yes.
That just stole my heart. Didn't you love it too?
Yes, and I saw the Facebook post this morning of like, I don't know who wrote the caption. I might have been.
Yeah.
It was you. I was like, it's either Renee or Mike, but I loved it. I was like, oh, this is great. It's a great connection. I just loved it. Yeah, I was excited.
Every
someone
once in a while, I
captured
like
that.
to write. Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I'm excited about that because they've been saying it for a while. No, the football stadiums, they're coming. They're finally here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see Davidson.
Yes.
I'm a huge Davidson warrior.
Are you going to come back to some Warrior games?
Oh, most definitely. Yes. I can't wait.
Yeah. And that is neat. And Mr. Richardson, the principal, when he was speaking at that, he said, this is for all of our, our graduates, our current warriors, and the future warriors. Like, we're building a community here. And he had the elementary school and middle school there to say, this is your field too.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
Yes.
You'll like going to that one. It's pretty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like what you guys are doing. I know you do some stuff with Josh and all these other folks. Having the younger people, well, I don't want to say younger people, but you guys are fairly young and still hip and cool and can connect with this generation of kids to kind of get them engaged. So what is that like with, using their terminology? I know like y'all, all that stuff.
I can say it's God given,
Yeah.
Not too many people can relate.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why they hired me, appointed me at this position, because they know I can pretty much relate to all demographics. To be honest with you, and it's cool. You can talk to them, engage with them, give them advice, while they're still keeping you hipped on to what's going on as well. So it's like a give and take relationship. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
That is cool. So do you think it's important for kids to get out there and do these things and be involved?
Yeah. Like my boss, Shad, he always tell me, out of sight, out of mind. So if you're not somewhere that's productive, it's no way that you can get your name out. It's like building a resume. You want to pretty much be productive, be beneficial in any way that you can, try to help out, volunteer, just get your name out, because when it's time to apply for a job, that's when it's beneficial, So I think it's very important to get out as much as you can and try to get to some of these city events, programs, and activities. Correct.
Is there a way for parents? I know we were talking about the hardest thing about being a parent to older kids is transportation when you guys have to work. So is there a transportation situation y'all have to help parents that want their kids to be engaged, but they just really don't have that support or
It is
the
now.
time?
It is, yes. So right now, I know, for example, at Newhouse, that is the only teen center that we have. Is Newhouse is out on DIP. So whenever I have an event that's maybe like at Seals Community Center or something like that, some of the teens that's there at Newhouse, they can be transported. We have vans, so they can be transported over to Seals or wherever we have events to help out the parents. So if they're in the community and we have an event, educational or recreational, they can just come over by the vans. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you have all that stuff. Do y'all have a separate Facebook page, or what's the best way to just really just follow and know what y'all have coming up and going on?
On Mobile Parks and Rec, we on Facebook, also on Instagram. So those are really the best ways to pretty much keep up with what's going on. Yes.
So how many community centers do we have in Mobile? Not you don't have to know an exact number, but I'm trying to think. I know there's a few. We have several near our schools.
I will find that out.
Is it about 20 or so? You think?
I think it is about 20.
Yeah.
Maybe around about 20.
And each of them has their own activities. So if you live near one, you can
Correct.
kind of stay
Correct.
tuned to what that community center is
Correct.
doing.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you have a lot of parks. I love seeing the parks.
Yeah.
A lot of parks.
Yeah. Like I was saying
I was
before,
amazed by that because I'm from Atlanta, and we have a lot of parks too, but like literally almost every corner, if you really got a map of all the parks in the city of Mobile,
it's
like,
crazy. Yeah. Like
I don't even know, how many do you think?
I don't know. But I know they're busy. Like Sage Park is not a humongous park. It's big, but
Constantly
there's
busy.
always people. And you were mentioning basketball. I think there's always a basketball game going on over there, and there's always soccer teams out there. And
Yes.
lacrosse, we've
Yes.
seen lacrosse.
And softball. They just started back the men's softball league. I do that as well on Mondays. So on Mondays I'm out there. So softball, soccer, basketball, lacrosse. It's always something going on that stage.
Adult
Yeah.
kickball, I've seen that too.
That as well.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
I
that
have.
as
I
well.
need to do like an adult league game, but I just feel like Knees are bad.
I'm dealing.
You're too young
I'm
for
aching
that.
now. I promise you. I'm aching. I
Oh,
promise
you are too young
Yeah,
for that,
I'm
both of
aching.
you.
I have horrible my knees
My knees
because
are
I've been
bad.
playing basketball my whole life. So my knees.
I'll let you feel my knee. Remember, my cartilage
yeah,
is
I know,
like
y'all
bone to
both.
bone.
Yeah.
Y'all are
Ooh,
so funny. I'm going to take you to yoga,
I need it.
and we're going to work on our knees
definitely
and our
need it.
stress relief
I need it.
because I love the yoga.
Yeah.
I need it. I definitely need that.
But it's like you're saying about the teenagers with everyone. We all need some type of outlet
Yes.
and something to do.
Yes.
And I guess not only you guys working with teens, but you mentioned like the young adults also, like the college, entry college, I guess. Why do you think that's important to get them engaged with things also? Because I mean, graduating high school, maybe a freshman in college, and you're probably not thinking about those kind of things.
It can because some of the teens they still look up to some of those who graduated, and you might have cousins, sisters, brother that they still keep in contact with each other, and so they pretty much let them know what's going on in the city when they are here. And that's just that relationship, they just help each other out. So, like I said, the teens that are here in Mobile, they look up to the 23, 24, they can be a mentor to the teens. So yeah.
That is cool. So if you want to tell our listeners one thing, what should they look for? What should they do this summer?
Great question. So we have over at New House, we have some, and like I said, that's the teen center out on DIP. So we're having a cookout, and we're having a gamer day out on, it's in June and July. And also we having a pool party at Hillsdale. And that date, I believe, is August 3rd. Yeah, but the dates will definitely be up soon. So just be on the lookout for those.
So you say pool party. So some of the community centers have pools?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes. I
That's
know
a nice-
Figures has a pool. Hillsdale has a pool. Dotch has a pool. And I think it's 3 or 4 that have pools.
'Cause that's more my speed in the summer. It's
Yeah.
too hot.
Oh, yeah. You're right about that. Yeah. It's
Especially down here.
Yeah, it's definitely beach time. Yeah.
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 And you said gaming, video gaming?
Yes.
Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Video games, board games, computer games. So we have all of that at New House, the Teen Center. Correct.
So you're definitely speaking the teen language there.
Yes. Yeah. I'm trying. And also, when football season starts back up, last year I started this activity or this event called Fifth Quarter. So right after the football games, we have these huge like kickback parties for the teens to also help them like stay out of trouble. So after
Yeah.
the football games, so they'll be ready to get into trouble.
Have a
find
good
something.
place to go
Yeah.
after.
So at right after the football games, we have parties at different community centers. Like we choose one, right after the football game. So they can be on the lookout for that as well.
With chaperones and
Yes.
all that.
We have there's full support of the Mobile Police Department, so they're there patrolling the area. We have the community center supervisors; they'll be there. So we have a lot of security and eyes on the teams. Yeah.
That's great. So we are almost out of time, but where should people go to get more information?
Definitely Mobile Parks and Rec, Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. Well, thank you for all that you do for our kids
Thank y'all
in the
for having me.
summer
Thank
and
you,
all
thank you,
year
thank you.
round. Thanks, Asha, for
Yeah.
bringing him on today. That's
Thank you.
all the time that we have.
It was a blessing to be here. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. We'll catch y'all next time on Learning Leading Now.